Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. After a disastrous night of attempted DJ gameplay last night in Street Fighter 6, I am feeling refreshed and ready to reapply myself on a nice full session this morning. Plus, later tonight, it's the premiere of Diablo 4. It's going to be an exciting day. All this and more in just a sec. All right, welcome to the show, everyone. Good morning. Today is June 5th, 2023. Today is an exciting day. Welcome to the Level 1 Podcast. I'm DSP. We got a lot to talk about today in regards to a few updates on React content, the status of my Street Fighter 6 coverage, and of course, a big new game release later tonight, which I'm happy to bring to you after basically you guys kind of campaigned for it. It was on the fence for a long time whether or not I was going to be playing Diablo. And now officially, it arrives tonight. So, thank you all for being here this morning, those who are here live, and for those who are watching on demand as well. Man, do I feel refreshed today. I mean, really. If you want to talk about having a day where you get off on the wrong foot, I think yesterday was definitely like the textbook case of that for me. As you know, I was late to the show yesterday because I had personal stuff going on behind the scenes that took up a bunch of time in the morning that I didn't want to have to deal with, but I had to. That's life when you're an adult. It already got me in the wrong mindset, all stressed out and not feeling good. And then we jumped into a React session over on DSP Reacts, my weekly DSP versus the Internet show, which, to some extent I did enjoy, but at the same time, number one, let's be honest, the show seems to be a lot of similar clips every week, which is not good. You want variety on a show like that. And because of the format we were using, a lot of the same people were getting the opportunities to submit their clips, and it was a lot of similar stuff week after week. Number two, the support on that channel has waned in about the last 30 days. We went from something like over 130 members all the way down to 70. So almost a 50% drop in support, and it's basically disheartening. It's a channel that I really enjoyed putting effort into so far this year. It's something you guys wanted, but it seems like after 4 months of doing it, interest has fallen apart and people aren't really that excited for it anymore, even though people had asked me for this kind of content for years and years. So, this kind of happens from time to time. And doing that React show, I'll be honest, kind of deflated me. I was like, man, that really sucks, because I was hoping that, the channel would be more successful than it basically is turning out to be right now. However, just so you guys know, there are some changes happening this week that maybe will reinvigorate the channel and make it better. There's actually a bunch of content coming out in the next week that's all React related, which we'll talk about in a minute as we go through the schedule, because there's going to be some extra stuff over there that hopefully will get people boosted up and excited again, okay? Anyway, so after doing that, last night we had a late night session of Street Fighter 6. Now, this was the first day since the release of Street Fighter 6 that I was not playing Street Fighter 6 all day long. And what I found was a combination of already being stressed out, right? And then not having played Street Fighter 6 during the day, I jumped into it almost rusty, and I decided to play DJ, who's a character who I used to use back in Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, which is the Street Fighter game I'm best competitively at. I mean, he used to be one of my main characters in the game. I've won tournaments with this guy. And let me tell you guys something. DJ in Street Fighter 6 plays literally nothing like his counterpart in Super Turbo. I don't think there's a single move that has the same properties besides maybe low medium kick as a sweep. I think every other move has been dramatically changed. And so when that's the case, it's like learning, day one from the ground up. And what ends up happening is I'm playing against people now who have been playing this game since it came out earlier this week, and they're just using one character. You know, me, every stream of Street Fighter 6, I'm using different characters, right? But you can tell when you're playing someone who, they hit you once, dash cancel, giant combo. Oh, option mix up in the corner, combo. Oh, look, 50%, you're done. It's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. This is my second time playing this character, second round. How the hell is this guy, dominating me? Because they've been playing this nonstop, and you know what I mean? Like, it's going to get tougher. That's going to be a major hurdle I'm going to face. And essentially, what's going to happen is you're going to have nights like last night where I'm going to get frustrated. I'm going to lose a ton. I lost, I think, 2 times as much as I won. I actually have the statistics, and I could read them out tonight, or this morning, but I did horribly. I did absolutely, positively horribly. I did. And I admit it. And I'll tell you, it was 50-50. It was lack of game and character knowledge and horrible execution. There were many opportunities when I was playing last night when I could have easily won a round if I had good execution. Get that anti-air. Hit him with the wall bounce in the corner into a giant punish combo. And I couldn't do it. I was dropping combos. I was dropping moves. It was very disappointing for someone like me who previously has had, a lot of background in competitive Street Fighter. Someone who, has won tournaments. Someone who's been there, done that. I've been in this tournament scene. You know what I'm saying? It is very disheartening to basically get my butt handed to me like that. You know what I mean? It is. And I don't want that to become the norm. I would rather have that be the exception to the rule. That doesn't mean anything, though. It could be, I'm getting older, right? I don't want to sit here and blame stuff on my controller. I don't want to blame it on the game. It's me. I'm getting older, and I need to accept that. And I need to practice more, and I need to be mentally ready to accept a ton of losses in order to get better at this game. I just said this the other day. Someone asked me, they said, I went online and I did all my placement matches with the character, and I lost all 10. And I'm all disheartened. What do I do? I said, you got to learn to be a good loser before you can be a winner in anything in life, but in particular in competitive fighting games. You have to take your licks. And then once you've taken those licks over and over and over, hopefully you'll learn something. And as long as you learn something from your losses, then that means you've gotten ahead. You know what I mean? You're not going to win every match. That's ridiculous. So for me, I look at last night and I'm like, well, admittedly, that was a big fail. It was a lot of losses. It was a lot of frustration for me. But at the same time, I feel like hopefully, I at least understand how the character plays, even though my execution was bad. At least I kind of understand the basics of the character. And maybe if I face the character, I'll know what to expect. Now, will I go back and play DJ again? I very well might. I need to go back into it with a mindset of being refreshed. Like last night when I was playing, I got so frustrated right away. And already, like I told you guys, I was already stressed out. I already had a bad day. I already had other things going on behind the scenes that made me late to my stream, that were bothering me. And that, admittedly, can 1,000,000% affect you when you're playing anything in a competitive capacity, especially fighting games. Again, you need to be of that mindset. You're ready to go and you're refreshed and your mind's in the game. And if it's not, and you're just going to get compounding frustration. And that's literally what happened with me. It was just a bunch of compounding frustrations on top of each other. And, it resulted in, I would argue, a bad stream. Now, some people said they liked it anyway. I'm happy. Thank you to those who did enjoy last night's DJ stream, even though I did horribly in it, I could have, taken that and said, well, I need a break from the game, but I'm not going to do that. Instead, I'm going to move forward, and I feel refreshed today. I had a good night's sleep. I did. I had a nice, refreshing night's sleep, and I woke up this morning feeling a lot better mindset. I was able to do my stuff on time today and feeling normal again. And also the fact that later today we're going to be doing something new, a new game, which is cool, which we'll talk about in a moment. So I'm kind of back in the game today, I feel. And yes, I'll be picking a new character today. I will. And we'll see how it goes. I'm hoping having a longer stream rather than the rushed night streams. That's another thing I should say too. When I'm doing my night streams are shorter than my daytime streams. So when I'm trying to learn a new character, I feel rushed. I absolutely feel like I'm in a rush to learn the character and get online, and I don't have enough time to really absorb. As opposed to a daytime stream, I have a whole extra hour to kind of space it out and feel a little bit more comfortable. So today, hoping for something better. And people are saying, no spoilers on the character. I will not spoil. I know who I'm picking today. I absolutely, positively know who I'm picking today. And it'll be interesting for sure. Again, it could be another situation where it doesn't go well, or it could be a situation where it does go well. I don't know. It's kind of like an X factor, really, when I play these games, or this game. I don't know how it's going to go. Like, honestly, I think the best I've done is with Blanca. And that was the first character I picked, right? It was kind of interesting. I think a lot of people don't know how to handle Blanca in this game because he's kind of an oddball character, right? I actually feel like one of the characters I did the best with, I think, was JP. I don't even know if I like him, though. Like, I'm thinking about who did I have the most fun playing with so far? And I would say probably Blanca, and admittedly, I think Lily. Because I think by the end of the time that I was playing with Lily, even though I don't think she's a strong character in the game, I was kind of getting her. And I had 7 straight wins when I ran out of time and couldn't keep playing. And I was kind of like, damn. I was like, oh, I wish I could have kept going because I actually was like having momentum and I was having a good time with her at the end there. So we'll see what happens today. All right. I do hope for the best. I do hope that today I get some wins. You know, at least if you get like 50-50, 50% wins, 50% losses, at least then you can say, I did okay. You know, especially when you're picking, new game, new characters and everything. Let's see what happens. I'm excited for today. Like I said, I am feeling refreshed. I probably should clean my joystick, wipe it off, because after a couple of days of playing, it's probably yucky. So I'll probably get some cleaner and wipe it down before we start today. And see how that goes. All right. So what I would like to say is thank you. Everyone has been great. Really, this whole weekend, everyone's been great. Everyone's been supportive of Street Fighter 6. I understand a lot of you'll like the variety content I put out. And the fact that this weekend there's been no variety. It's been all Street Fighter 6, right? Some people are like, nah, I don't really like that. I really prefer variety. I like it when you have chill streams. Boy, let me tell you guys, Street Fighter 6 has been the opposite of chill streaming, right? There's been zero chill. I got to be hyper-focused and concentrating. I'm trying to learn. There's some rage when I lose. There's euphoria when I win. But there's no chance for me to turn to you guys and have conversation. It doesn't happen when I'm playing competitive fighting games. And it's been like that the whole weekend, right? So, I apologize for that, but we will get other kinds of gameplay starting tonight, which we'll talk about in a moment as I go through the schedule. I am planning on having Zelda return to the schedule this week. It's going to be tough because I got 2 React events I'm doing this week that are special in Summer Game Fest, as well as the Xbox/Starfield event. So that's going to take a lot of time away from gaming this week. But at the same time, I think this week's going to be an interesting return to form with variety, okay? And I hope that you guys will come back to the other streams. If you're someone who hasn't liked the fighting game stuff and you've only been watching the podcast, and you're like, man, when is Phil done with Street Fighter so we can get back to other stuff? Starting today, we get back to that variety rotation, okay? Cool. All right, so thanks for understanding. Thanks for the support. Sorry I sucked last night. Hopefully I do better today. I am coming in this with a refreshed mindset, okay? All right. I think we should just go right into the schedule because the schedule this week is pretty interesting and a big variety of stuff. So, all right. First session here is Street Fighter 6. I will be picking a new character. I know exactly who I'm using. And I'm excited to try out this character. I hope you guys are too. It should be a fun session and not a rushed session. We'll have some more time to sit back and do the guide, do some of the combo trials, and then try this character online, okay? Later tonight, 6:45 p.m. Pacific time, right here on DSP Gaming, it's the brand new game premiere, Diablo 4. Yes, I have purchased the game. I have pre-installed the game. If you say, well, I don't understand, why aren't you playing Diablo 4 on the first stream? Because I can't. Diablo 4 doesn't unlock until 4 p.m. Pacific time today for those who bought the standard edition like I did. I didn't buy the $20 extra advanced edition to play it early. And it unlocks at 4 p.m., which is really weird. A 4 p.m. unlock, I know. But that's what they've said, as long as they didn't change it. Okay? I certainly hope they didn't change it. So we'll see, but yes. Diablo. Alright? Tonight. And I hope that you guys will chill with me as I play. The thing about Diablo is, yes, there'll be some story elements, and yes, I'll be picking my class and everything, but once you get into the meat of Diablo, it's just a lot of grindy combat. It really is. It's just grindy combat and a lot of looting and stuff like that. That is absolutely going to lend itself to us having an interactive stream. I definitely will compare it to games like Hades and stuff like that. That top-down action, tons of combat, our opportunity to chill and talk and have a good time, right? So, I think it's going to be good. I think it's going to be a good stream tonight, hopefully. I hope that Diablo works for my streams, because if it doesn't, that kind of sucks. You know, I haven't played a Diablo game in over a decade. Diablo 3 did not work. People didn't like it. But being that now I do interactive streams rather than just playing content for myself, I think it's going to be a little different. And on top of that, people have been asking for Diablo. They were very excited for the launch of Diablo. They want to see me play it, and they're basically saying they're basically saying that they think this will work out as a playthrough that they've been looking forward to. So you guys know more than me. My wife has actually been playing Diablo 4 all weekend. She did get the advanced version, and she's been playing it since Friday. She got it Friday. Yeah. When I started playing Street Fighter 6, she started playing Diablo 4. She loves it. And, you know, I watched her play a little bit of it. Unlike other games, you can't really spoil Diablo because the story doesn't really matter. It's more about the gameplay. So I watched her play a little bit of it. I was not like I was sitting around and actively following what she was doing in the game, but I was watching her fight and, you know, seeing some of the enemy types and stuff. It's kind of neat. Looks good. By the way, she's playing it on the Series S, and it runs beautifully on the Series S. Like, I was shocked because I'm thinking, oh, the Series S will be underpowered. Oh, no. It runs full 60 frames per second. It's got all the visual effects. It's gorgeous. I was like, wow, they've actually made the game run really beautifully on this lower end console. I'm impressed at how good it is. So I can only think that it's going to run even better on the Series X, you know. So that's cool. And I certainly hope you guys will join me tonight. Now, I'm getting a ton of questions. All right, a ton of questions in the chat. Phil, do you know what class you're going to pick? Have you decided? No. Nope. We'll do it. We'll look at it tonight, and we'll do it together. We'll do it live, as they say. We'll do it live. We'll pick a class tonight live. You know, for a game like this, I probably lean more towards a magic user. But at the same time, I guess there's a cool class that can morph into animals. I think there's a class you can turn into a werewolf or a werebear or something like that. That sounds kind of cool. But at the same time, I think I might want to do a sorcerer or something. I don't know. I want to look at the class. I'm sure it's going to explain, right? It's going to say each class has their benefits, their pros, their cons, and, you know, your abilities. And I'll look at it together with you guys tonight, and we'll try to figure this out, okay? So I'm not sold on anything yet. I think we'll have a good time tonight, okay? So, good stuff. Tonight, the premiere of Diablo 4. Now, tomorrow, my last consecutive streaming day of the week, it's going to be the same as today. Street Fighter 6 on the first stream and more Diablo 4 on the late stream, okay? So, more progress. Will I be doing World Tour mode tomorrow? Likely no. I think this whole first premiere week, the best course of action has been picking a different character every stream of Street Fighter 6 and trying to learn said character. So far, I'm 5 characters in. Today, I'll be 6. Tomorrow, I'll be 7. That's about just under half the cast, right? And at the very least, I'm getting exposure to all the characters that weren't in the beta, which is good, because I feel like the characters in the beta I saw a lot of, so it's good to see the other characters. So, will World Tour mode happen? Yes. When will it happen? I don't know. I don't want to promise you guys something, because originally I thought I would absolutely, positively do it this week. And after having played Street Fighter 6 this week, I decided against it. I said, nah, it doesn't make sense to do it. Let's just relax and play each character new and go from there. Let's see what happens. Maybe I will do it. I think I will do it. I think I want to do it because I want to unlock those skins. And by the way, oh, that's another thing. I think today, I think I'm going to bite the bullet. I think I'm going to buy the skins for Street Fighter 6 because I really want the alternate skins. Some of these characters, their alternate skins look really good. And I'm kind of like, man, do I really want to have to wait to play World Tour mode, which could take weeks to unlock this stuff? I might just get them today. Because I want those skins. God damn it. I want the skins. All right. You guys have been very supportive this weekend. So I can get the skins if I want. All right. It's been kind of a self-control thing. But I'm like, you know, I'm getting good content out of this game. You guys are enjoying the content out of the game. You're supporting the streams. You've been a great audience for Street Fighter. I think you guys, we'd all enjoy skins. We got the skin in the game. So I think today I'm getting the skins of Street Fighter 6. I think I'm getting them. I think it was $25, was it? I think it's a $25 credits pack or whatever. And then you have enough to buy the skins. Because I think each character's 50 coins for a skin. And I think the 25 $5 pack was enough to have enough coins and extra to buy the skin for each character. Skins. Anyway, so that's probably today. All right, so tomorrow, kind of a retread of today, another new character in Street Fighter 6 and Diablo. I'm off from streaming on Wednesday. You'll have a lot to get caught up on. Really, there's a lot going on this week with Street Fighter and everything. When I come back on Thursday, we are not doing a gameplay stream because guess what? Thursday is Summer Games Fest. That is correct. So, I will be doing, I will be doing an abridged Level 1 podcast that'll only be about maybe a half an hour to 40 minutes long. Then we'll be switching over to DSP React, and I'll be doing a live react to the Summer Games Fest event that starts at noon Pacific time. It's supposed to run for 2 hours. So I'll do a live react, take a break, and then come back and do the recap reactions video that I like to do after those, where I will give you all my opinions on each thing that we saw at Summer Games Fest. So that whole first stream on Thursday is the Summer Games Fest React event on DSP React, okay? Then Thursday night, likely, I will do, man, it's a tough question. What do you guys want Thursday night? Should I bring back Zelda? Should I do another Diablo stream? Or should I try a new character in Street Fighter 6? I honestly don't know what to do Thursday night. That's a tough one. Maybe we'll do a poll that'll run all the way from tomorrow's podcast through Thursday night here on DSP Gaming. And the poll will determine what I do for Thursday night. Okay? All right. Then Friday, daytime stream will be Street Fighter 6. And the night stream will either be Diablo or Zelda. Okay? Saturday, it's DSP versus the Internet, my weekly React show. And this is the clip show where I react to the clips that you guys who are members on DSP Reacts nominate. Now, I have an announcement. We talked about this yesterday on the React show. It's time to formally talk about this. I am completely changing the format of DSP versus the Internet. Up until this point, it's worked like this. If you're an ultra member of the channel, meaning the highest level member, you get your video watched for sure every week. And so that's 4 videos a month, right? But if you're a standard member, you're the people who will submit videos, and it was a first come, first served basis. Basically, I would post up a community post, usually on Sundays, and people would rush to compete to post up their videos to get watched on the show. What ended up happening was a lot of people never got their videos watched because they just didn't have the time to rush to the channel and post up right away. And we had, upwards of 30, 40 people who were rushing and posting, and so those videos always got watched, and other people felt left out and said, well, why would I continue my membership if I'm not going to get anything out of it? So we're changing the format. From now on, the format is changing to be random select, which is a term from fighting games, so you could also call it shuffle mode. What I'm going to do is every week, you guys will be posting up your videos for the show, and I'm going to put them in a playlist, and then I'm just going to hit the shuffle button and let YouTube decide what videos we watch in what order. Now, admittedly, it doesn't always work. And what I mean by that is YouTube tends to have some issues with shuffle, and sometimes we'll play the same thing twice in a row. That's fine if that happens. We just skip the duplicate, right? But for the most part, this will be interesting because it will now mean you doesn't matter when you post up your video, equal chance with everyone else who posted up to be watched on DSP versus the Internet. So this should stop people from rushing to be the first person to post up. It won't matter if you're the first to post up. Everyone is going to be on an equal footing, okay? And I hope that this will essentially give people more incentive to nominate videos. Now, as is today, I'm going to still leave it that every person who's a member can submit 2 videos a week. But if it turns out that we get more members now, because now people like this random select thing and there's more variety and the show is better because of it, then I might have to go down to only 1 suggestion a week, all right? But let's see. Let's see what happens with the show this coming Saturday. So, DSP versus the Internet on Saturday, and then Saturday night we will take a break from Street Fighter, and it'll either be Diablo or Zelda on the Saturday night stream. Sunday, you want to talk about something different, Sunday is the Xbox press conference / Starfield event, and get this, it starts at 10 a.m. Pacific time. That's very early for me, as you know. Usually I start my stream 10:45 a.m. We do a podcast, and we do gaming. Can't do that on Sunday. It's going to be a completely different format. I'm going to have to get up way early, all right? I'm not going to do a podcast. Instead, we're just going to jump right into me reacting to the Xbox press conference event at 10 a.m., and then when that ends, there's the Starfield event. I'm going to react to that too. Yes, I'll do a recap reactions kind of a deal after the fact. Now, depending on how it's going to go, meaning how long it takes or whatever, if there's extra time on that stream, then perhaps we'll actually jump over and do some random gameplay. Maybe we'll do Street Fighter 6, maybe we'll try World Tour, or maybe we'll jump online and just do some random matches with characters I've already used or something like that. Okay? Then Sunday night, I'm not sure what we'll do. Again, it could be Diablo. It could be Street Fighter. It could be Zelda. But we're going to have some gameplay that night. Okay? And then the other 2 days of the week, Monday, Tuesday, essentially I'll be doing Street Fighter on the daytime streams and either Diablo or Zelda on the night streams. So if you haven't noticed, it's kind of like, I've said a lot of either ors. Yeah, because I really don't know what to do. Like Thursday night, I don't know what you guys want more. We'll do a poll for that perhaps. Same thing, you know, all these night streams, they could be one game or the other. I guess we're going to have to see how Diablo goes tonight and tomorrow. If you guys like it a lot, you might want more Diablo and not Zelda, right? If Diablo's not so interesting to people, you know, then people might actually want me to do more Zelda. I don't know. I guess we'll have to see, okay? So, I hope this week sounds good to you, this coming week, all right? It's going to be good variety. It's going to be good fun. Double React event, so there'll be extra React content over on DSP React. One other thing, I am starting to review retro stuff. I've decided to do a retro review series for DSP Reacts where probably once a week I'll review something from my youth. This week I reviewed the Street Fighter 2 animated movie. Next week I will probably review some kind of a fun retro 80s movie, whether it be Rocky or Predator or Gremlins or Clue or, you know, something from the past that I really like. So I'm going to see what's available digitally. I'm going to review something for you guys over there as well. I hope you'll check that out. Okay? All right. That's the schedule. That is a meaty schedule, right? It's a lot of good stuff. The good news is it's all new stuff, right? Like literally everything new. No lingering playthroughs, no old stuff. This has been a great week so far. I'm looking forward to the next couple of days. Feeling refreshed today for sure. And we'll see how it goes, okay? Now, I also want to say thank you all who have supported my content. I really appreciate you supporting everything this weekend. I didn't know how it was going to go, but it's been going great. You know, pretty much every day this weekend, support's been outstanding. From people coming out to support Street Fighter, thank you very much for that. And I hope that this week some people will be reconvinced to become members on DSP Reacts for the new format of the show next weekend. Hopefully this change will work per your feedback, okay? Cool. All right. That being said, you know how to support the channel. Giving it a like adds engagement. Engagement is key for this channel. And if we get 100 likes, I'll do a celebratory bubble blow. I was so heated and thrown off my game last night. I hit 100 likes on the stream and I didn't even do the bubble blow. And you know what? People didn't even bother me about it. I think people saw how upset I was last night, how bad things were going. They were like, let's not bother Phil. And that was appreciated, actually. Because when I get heated, when I get in that mindset of competition and I'm just losing and I get so upset, it was very good that you guys didn't say, hey, do bubbles. Because I probably would have, like, flipped my shit. All right? So thank you for not bothering me about that. That was very nice of you. You were very nice to me last night. And if we hit 100 likes today, I absolutely promise you we will do a bubble blow. I'm sorry about last night not doing one. Okay? Outside of that, Super Chat, Super Stickers, always great ways to help the channel, get your message read. A membership or a gifted membership, always appreciated. And as you know, with Street Fighter 6, we've been getting inflated attendance. People are very excited to see me get back into a competitive fighting game for the first time in so many years. And the attendance has been up. And so gifted memberships today would be an absolute great way to help out the channel. Tips. Obviously, tips help the channel. Short-term support helps a ton. Rewards for tips, $50 Gunner glasses, $100 a hat, $150 a vest. Hopefully we can make that happen today as well. That would be great. And that's really it. I'm not really going to mention too much else. I think what we should do is we should do a couple shout outs here and then go from there. All right, that's really it. There's no news today to really speak of. I think the only thing that happened this morning was Hideo Kojima appeared on this Apple show and said that he's porting Death Stranding to Mac and is planning on porting future games he develops with his studio to Mac. It's a non-announcement, so great. For the two of you out there who play games on Macintosh, congratulations. And, all right, let's continue. Let's do shout-outs. So, as for shout-outs, hold on a second. Okay. As for shoutouts, let's start at the beginning. So, we have a lot of overnight tips to shout out. We do. There's been a lot of overnight tips today. So, if you could bear with me for a second. Okay. Let's do some shout outs. We start off. Where's the first overnight tip here? I don't know if these showed up in order. This is so weird. Hold on a second here. Are these in order? They don't seem to be in order. Because I got a bunch of tips, but they're all a bunch of messages that are meant to be read in order. But they're not showing up in order. Okay, yeah, this is so weird. Okay. So the first tip of the day is a $29.99 tip from Game Tracker. We'll count it as 30, but I know that he wants to see the Street Fighter animation. So there you go, Game Tracker. Thank you for starting us with this tip. I don't know why it didn't show up in order. It's very weird. Because he has like an ongoing narrative here. And if I read it out of order, it won't make sense, okay? So, Game Tracker with a $30 tip. And he starts off today saying the following. Ready? He says, "What a weekend. I'm sure you know by now, I've been very much enjoying your Street Fighter 6 coverage. Today, I'm going to do something a little special. I'm going to send a bunch of tips giving thoughts on each fighter you used over the weekend, plus some extra info. I want to say there's no need to play animations for any smaller tips I send. I'm probably going to do it anyway, though. He says, going through all of them is going to take up a lot of your time on the podcast, but first, within this tips message, I have a tip. Street Fighter 6 has introduced a mechanic involving projectiles that's completely new. Projectile priority. Basically, even though the EX or overdrive projectiles are still generally 2 hits, their hits don't get eaten up by normal projectiles. This is why an EX fireball could go through both hits of DJ's HP air slasher and still connect for 2 hits. Projectiles from supers have the highest priority. See, I didn't know that at all. That's totally new. Dude, you have to understand something. Street Fighter 6, they went back to the drawing board. Even though it looks like Street Fighter, dude, they redid a ton. So I didn't know this. I'm learning. If you do an overdrive fireball, which normally used to be called EX moves from like the Street Fighter 3 series, but now they're called overdrive. So if you do an overdrive fireball, you'll absorb a normal fireball and it won't reduce the amount of hits your fireball does, which is why Ken was doing EX fireball last night. I keep saying EX, overdrive fireball. And it was eating up my DJ fireball and then still hitting me twice. I didn't know this at all. This is completely new news to me. All right, so thank you, Game Tracker. Immediately, that's something new that I've learned. So OD fireballs are very powerful in Street Fighter 6. Okay. So, I think what he did is he did a series of tips, one tip per character that I had tried to kind of talk about each character's use. So, let's take a look, because, I don't think they showed up in order. So, the first tip is $6. Yes. I will play an animation for each of these, even though I don't have to. He said you don't have to. I want to anyway. So, thank you, Game Tracker, for all the support this morning. So, $6 tip. And he says, the first character you picked was Blanca. You were placed at gold and you finished the session still in gold. The asterisk will denote star level, so it was gold 5-star. By my count, you won a total of 34 matches and lost 18. I didn't keep track of rounds, win, losses. Blanca was the perfect fighter for you to start with, in my opinion. I have to say he's the one that I most want to see you return to in the future. Incidentally, I liked Blanca, and I actually do want to return to him in the future. I would say of all the characters I've used so far, Blanca and Lily, I'm more interested in playing in the future. As you said on the stream, he's essentially classic Blanca, but with more tools and good tools at that. His unique movement and mix-up options play directly to your strengths, and he's sometimes simply keeping the opponent guessing until they ran out of health. His reliable EX reversal, or OD reversal, which is up ball, and heavy kick anti-air, not to mention anti-air supers, that's right, were tremendous boons to your play. I say with more experience and character knowledge, you could be a real beast with him. Yeah, I watched a video of someone playing with him. He's really good. So that standing heavy kick anti-air, if it hits clean, you could dash forward, and then you do the OD version of the backflip ball. The backflip hits, and the ball hits. So it does like a huge chunk of energy just for one anti-air. And then if you have a level 3 super, you can combo it after. So off of a basic anti-air, you can do like 50% damage to the enemy. It's really effective. So I'm going to use that when I pick him next. He says, FYI, speaking of character knowledge, you never used his overhead, nor did you use his air throw. You know, his overhead, I can't remember what it was. I thought it was forward and fierce punch, but it wasn't. People blocked it. So I actually don't remember what his overhead was. As for his air throw, you're absolutely correct. I completely forgot he had it because he never had it before. So because of that, it slipped my mind. I didn't even think about using it. A lot of characters are like that. They seem to have air throws, and I don't remember they have them. So, okay, continuing on. The second tip. Oh, see, this is wrong. See, they went in a weird order. It's so weird they didn't show up in order. Because he talked about each character I played. So next should be JP. Here we go. So I got a $5 tip. Or excuse me, a $6 tip. And he talks about JP. Thank you, Game Checker. Okay, so he says, the second character you picked was JP. You were placed at silver, 5 stars. You made it all the way to platinum 1 star. You won 32 matches. You only lost 13. That's a crazy win-loss ratio for a fighter that, to me, felt like you barely knew how to play. What I can tell, a huge amount of your wins were accomplished off the back of his ranged command grab. That's true. I'll put it this way. JP seems like a very powerful character, but with strengths that are more difficult for newer players to counter, like his zoning tools, and weaknesses that are easier for seasoned players to exploit, like his sluggishness and his wonky reversal. His reversal's terrible, in my opinion. What keeps him so potent at top level seems to be all the setups that he can perform with his portals and odd projectiles, setups that probably wouldn't be very realistic for you to learn with your limited playtime. Right. When I saw people playing with JP who were better, what they were doing was once you ground, immediately throw out a portal or two, and then you have a setup where you fool someone into getting hit by the spikes coming out of the portal, and it leads to kind of a confusion aspect. Can I move? Can I not move? Is the spike going to come out of the ground? Is the spike going to come out of the air? You don't know. And he kind of keeps you at that mid to long range. And you can't really get out of it. So that seems to be the most effective thing. By all means, go back to him if you want. You may struggle with more with him in the future. You need to at least learn his pokes to stand a chance. Okay. Agreed. So the third character would have been Honda. Let's see if I can find that. Here it is. Okay. Another $6 tip here from Game Checker. And that gets us up to $48 in tips. Certainly a great start. Okay. By the way, this is a troll. Let's ban this idiot. There we go. Okay. So the third character you picked was E Honda. You were placed at Diamond 1 star. You stayed there your entire session. You won 29 matches. You lost 31. Considering the quite high ranking placement compared to the other fighters you used, the close to even win-loss ratio could actually be considered to be more encouraging than not. But that being said, Honda is different than past iterations. His 100-hand slap, while still safe as usual, is never plus on block in Street Fighter 6, not even when powered up. At the same time, his non-EX headbutts are pretty much always safe. His only reliable reversals, being super, certainly hurts him. The people are saying his pressure and his HP headbutt are oppressive. They more than they make up for it. I haven't seen any high-level play with him yet. I can't comment on how his pressure really works in Street Fighter 6. I'm not sure what to think yet regarding returning to him. What I would say is, from the 1 or 2 people who I played who seem to be pretty decent with him, he has hit strings into either 100 hands, EX, or meter burn 100 hands, or the meter burn OD walking hand slap. It's not a 100 hand slap, it's the walking hand slap, and it seems completely safe, but those things take a big chunk of your drive meter off. So you basically have to parry it all, or you're going to lose a ton of drive meter. And I think that's the point. There was one Honda I played who he locked me down. What he was doing was he did a hit string, and then he would either command throw, or he would do the EX butt splash, which would catch you if you're trying to jump away from it, and then immediately go into another hit string into the hands. So my drive meter went and was done. Within like 20 seconds, my whole drive meter was melted. And I was like, ooh, man. And I was like, very, very effective. And I could see that. And I could see also from mid to long range, you know, timing headbutts properly. Since it seems like you can't really punish them, it could be very effective. So that's what I would say. He does seem pretty good to me, but he seems very different, and I'd have to practice a lot. But I enjoyed the character. Okay. Big Papa Phil says, I saw a master level Honda. He used HP headbutt and drive rush into medium punch, medium kick into hands to push people into the corner. So yeah, you're right. That's what I was seeing. People were doing the like medium punch, which is a really good normal, and then rush forward and then hands and get you in the corner, locked down, and your drive meter is completely reduced. Yeah, that's how I was seeing. It was a lot of pressure with Honda. Yep. Okay. Cool. Happy Monday to you, Monstar. How are you? Welcome to the stream. Okay, continuing on, we have many more tips to shout out. All right, another $6 tip from Game Tracker. And with this $6 tip, we have now reached $54 in tips, which means we have hit the Gunner Glasses goal. Gunner Glasses time. Okay. Jeremy Carl says, when you run out of Blanca-Chan, just taunt and you... And it went away. Hold on. Taunt and you get an extra one. Really? I don't even know how to taunt in this game. How do you taunt? I have no clue. I didn't know you get an extra Blanca-Chan. That's cool. Okay, so another tip from Game Tracker, and he says the fourth character you played with was Lily. You were placed at gold 1 star. You finished at gold 3 stars. At the time when you finished the session, you had actually won exactly the same number of matches that you lost, 21. I have to admit, I'm curious to see you return to Lily. Let's not beat around the bush. I'm not about to disagree with your assessment. She's not particularly strong. That being said, you seem to be really getting the hang of her by the end, effectively utilizing her pokes and consistently storing wind charges to fuel her offense. She even has tools you never used, like potent cross-ups. Her tutorial doesn't mention them. Jumping medium kick crosses up, but the big one is pressing down plus heavy punch. Really? She has the T-Hawk cross-up? You're absolutely right. The guy didn't mention that. So he says, yes, she has a T-Hawk cross-up, down plus heavy punch. It's just like T-Hawk's body splash, and it has a wild animation in this. I can imagine you actually have a significant potential with her if you return to learn her better. Though relying on supers for proper reversals will always be a concern. I feel like I want to play her again. I do. As down as I was on her at first, by the end I was learning mix-ups and setups, and now that you're telling me she has a good jumping cross-up, that actually encourages me to want to go back and try her again, because I had no clue. Okay, cool. All right, continuing on. Yes, another tip. A $6 tip, and this one's about DJ. Hello, Jasper Kitty. Ah! Jasper's crawling on me. Jasper's rubbing the microphone. Why are you rubbing the microphone for? With your face. And now you're rubbing me with your face. There's a lot of rubbing going on here today. There's a whole lot of rubbing going on. Alright? A whole lot. A lot of loves and rubs from the kitty here. Okay, he says the fifth character you picked was DJ. You were placed at Platinum 3 stars. You finished at Platinum 2 stars. You won 19 matches, but you lost 31. Oof. DJ is unironically super cool in Street Fighter 6. Definitely a strong character, but they've changed him a lot. You might think his feint-based gameplay would be weak at high level, but his sheer quantity of options in every situation ensures that's not the case. His one odd downside is that he has very few special cancelable normals. Being successful with him seems like it requires thoroughly learning his properties and using cases of all of his options, which may be a bit much for your play style. I mean, what it is, it's a bit much for my time, right? Like, I played the guide, and I did like a couple combo tutorials. Then I go online, and I'm realizing, dude, he has like 100 moves, and every time I go for one, I get a different one, because he has, okay, quarter circle forward plus kick, down up plus kick, quarter circle back plus kick, like everything's a different move. But then you always go for one, I get the other one, like, it drives me nuts when that happens, because it's probably my execution. It is. It's probably my execution. It's probably not the game. It's me sucking because I'm rusty as shit and I'm old, you know? And that drives me bonkers. That, you know, I know there's going to be other people out there that are going to be doing way better than me because they've been playing fighting games all along. They didn't take a long hiatus. It drives me nuts, but I feel like I'll get better in time. But you're right, like a character like DJ seems like a time investment character. This is not a character you can just jump into and do well. This is a character that you have to be investing a lot of effort in order to do well with, you see? Okay. He says drive rush is the fastest in the game. It doesn't help because you haven't been using that mechanic. No, I mean, the drive rush, you're right. I know drive rush is very strong in this game, but it seems like you need to just sit there and lab drive rush combos, right? Like, for me to do drive rush combos, I'd have to watch someone else do it or sit there in training mode for an hour just practicing what to dash out of with drive rush mix-ups, drive rush combos. I don't have time for that. I'm trying to play content, put out content to entertain you. You don't want to see me sit in training mode for an hour, right? So you're right. I feel like DJ will be tournament viable, but he's going to be an incredibly high execution, challenging character. Okay, continuing on. One more tip from Game Tracker. And this one is a $20 tip. Game Tracker, I would like to personally thank you for supporting my Street Fighter streams every day this week. You absolutely have. You've been amazing with the tips that have been helping me with the no gameplay mechanics. And obviously the support is appreciated. Of course, I also want to say very special thanks to Jax Raxer the other day. Get a ginormous tip, and that helps as well. For that one stream, a lot of people have already forgotten about it, but no, that was amazing. A ginormous tip from Jax the other day, and Game Tracker with the daily stuff. Very appreciated. Okay. So, bonus tip. I have to send one more tip because I realized I have some info about Drive Impact you need to know. First off, Drive Impact only actually crumples an opponent when it hits as a punish counter. Any other hit with it knocks the opponent away and only does minor damage. Though, it will also remove 1 bar of their drive. However, this knocks the opponent against the edge of the stage and grants a wall splat, causing a crush in this game. This can also happen on block, as you know. A crush is similar to a stun, except that it ends much more quickly, counts as an airborne, and it applies some minor scaling to any combo follow-up. FYI, DJ's big damage combo you were trying to use kept failing because it has to be a juggle, so it works on a crush, but not on a punish counter DI crumple. So you're saying it would work against the wall as a wall bounce. It would not work mid-screen because the crumple would not create the juggle property needed for the combo to work. So in that case, don't do the maximum uppercut. Just do like punch into level 3. Do you see? This game is very complicated. The good news is I am kind of following it all, but there's a lot to remember. And every day, like seriously, what he just told me about OD fireballs not losing any hits and passing through regular fireballs, I never would have thought that in a million years. That's never been in any Street Fighter before. So these are all brand new mechanics. They really went back to the drawing board with this game, which is a good thing, by the way. It makes everyone hit a reset button and start fresh. But man, it's a lot to absorb. Even from someone like me who has fundamentals in Street Fighter, this is a lot of new information to absorb. Here we are, day 4, and I'm still learning basic mechanics that have changed in this one, right? Okay, so thank you, Game Checker, for all those tips. We have more tips to shout out, but that's the end of Game Checker's tips for the day. Big Papa Phil says, Drive Rush is a great way to get you in close, but put pressure on the enemy. Every button you press after Drive Rush gives you extra plus frames, and you can build a huge combo if you land a hit. That's correct. Okay, more tips. We got a $4.20 tip. This is the most random message I've ever seen. First of all, it's an anonymous $4.20 tip. Okay? And he said, let's listen to this. Can we see Rikum in the WWE Fantasy Royal Rumble? Rikum. You mean the character from the Ginyu Force who does the Rikum Kaboom? What are you talking about? When are we doing a Fantasy Royal Rumble? And why would you ask about a Ginyu Force character to be in our Fantasy Royal Rumble? It's the most random tip ever. Like, Rikum Kaboom! Oh my goodness. Well, thank you for the tip. I have no idea where that came from, but I appreciate it. Okay, let's continue. That was a weird one. I received a $2 tip from Anso Kamaru. He says, throughout my Street Fighter life, I've mained Ken in Street Fighter 2, Sakura and Karen in the Alpha series, Elena in Street Fighter 3, and Juri in 4 and 6. I've always wanted to main Cammy because she's unbelievably sexy and cool, but I couldn't. Thanks to Street Fighter 6 robust training mode and guides, I'm able to actually understand her character. I'm doing insanely good with her so far. They really went all out with the training modes. I wanted to let you know to take those losses you got as a learning experience. You don't always have to blame others and drop input. Sometimes you just mess up, and that's okay. Oh, no. You should have watched the stream last night. Like, I every time I had an opportunity, I dropped it. And I was like, oh, my God. Like I said, it is disheartening when you know what to do and you don't do it, right? Like, I knew what to do. I had the knowledge. I didn't have the execution. And that's very, very upsetting to me. Someone who has been a competitive player, who has won tournaments, to not be able to just pull off that clutch move when you need it to win. Here it comes. I got it. I got the wall bounce. Punch and whiff. Oh, fucking shit. Okay, here we go. Anti-air to win the match, and wrong move comes out. Ah! And it wasn't once, and it wasn't twice. It was probably like 20 times. And it gets to the point where it's like, it gets to the point of ultra frustration, you know? And that's where I was. I got so burnt out last night and frustrated with myself. And I hope that doesn't happen today. I hope I play better today, you know? We'll see. Okay. I received a $2.74 tip from Hotel Dude. He says, for a fun React video, invite Phil Smokes Crack onto your stream and smoke some crack with him. Members will sign up in droves. Incredibly stupid. Thank you for the tip. But, no comment. Okay. The Dan Man has tipped me $1 tip and says something stupid. So I'm not going to read it. But thank you very much for the $1 tip, the Dan Man. Okay. I am very quickly going to go grab paper towel and some cleaner. I'm going to clean the joystick. And actually, if you can believe it, my laptop screen is gross because of the bubbles I've been blowing. It's like there's bubble goo on the screen. So I want to clean it off. Give me 1 second. All right. No, not Recoom goo. Bubble goo. From blowing bubbles on the stream. So I have some nice plant-based cleaner. It smells like mint. Oh, it smells really good. Clean the joystick with that. A little squeaky clean joystick for our gameplay session today. Oh, yeah. You know it's clean when you got the squeak. Here we go. What I'm talking about. How do you taunt in Street Fighter 6? Because someone... Seriously, how do you taunt? I have no clue. Let me clean the screen. Alright, so while I'm cleaning the screen, shout out to Lycifer Soul, who did a super chat and says, drink 2 Prime hydration drinks as a pre-workout for chiseled abs. No, I will not do that. So thank you, Lice for Soul. And the buy-in has re-upped their membership and says, why don't you do a bubble blow tonight because you didn't do one last night? We could. If you guys want, I don't care. If you want to do a bubble blow, I'm down for that. Excuse me. Sure. I'll give you guys an extra bubble blow because I didn't do one. It's not really extra. I didn't do one last night because I was so upset. I was so tilted and heated about sucking ass with DJ. Okay? All right. Here we go. That's it. Didn't do any more. Okay. There we go. There you go. What character am I picking today? You'll find out when I play. I'm not going to spoil. I'm going to keep that a secret. Okay? Cool. All right. So I have shouted out all the contributions so far. I appreciate everyone who has supported. Obviously, Game Tracker, holy crap, thank you for all the tips. And everyone else, thanks for chilling and supporting as much as you can. Let's now, let's do some Q&A, right? Tag me in the chat, ask me questions, I'll answer your questions. And then after that, we'll jump into Street Fighter 6 with a new character, okay? 672 says, I'm glad to see that you dropped your inputs with DJ last night. I feel like a scrub. I'm not able to chain certain moves together. He's a hard character to chain moves together as my main. No, let me tell you guys something. Like I said, abso-freaking-lutely, 1,000,000%, he's tough to play. He's going to be a high execution character where you're going to need to be on your game the entire time you play as him. You need to always get perfect inputs. Like I said, just with kick. Quarter circle back, quarter circle forward, down, up. All three moves with kick are critical different moves that are all good and can be used in different situations. And half the time when I went to do one, I would get the other one by accident. I'm like, what the? Like, what is going on here? And I don't know if it's me. I don't know if it's that the game has laxed inputs because they have relaxed inputs over the last 10 plus years. And maybe I'm just not used to that. And therefore, I'm doing moves that are being misread as other moves. You know what I mean? And again, it's on me. It's on me for being rusty. I'm not blaming the game. It's that I haven't played competitive Street Fighter in so long. I'm so out of the loop, right, of how these games have gone that it does feel like I'm almost starting over at this point. And it's funny because when I play a character like Blanca, who isn't necessarily the most, input challenging, I did really well. And then I play a character like the DJ, I can't even get moves coming out. I'm like, what is going on here, right? Let's see. Let's see here. Yes, I am. As I said, I am doing the React stuff this week. I already talked about the schedule. I'm reacting to both big events this week. Yes. What's the best way to lose weight? I don't know. I'm not a fitness guru. I've lost weight by completely changing my diet and eating less, eating healthier. That's literally how I lost weight. Not drinking soda, but instead drinking like seltzer, okay? Having coffee with nothing in it, just black coffee, instead of a drink that has sugar and other shit in it, or cream or calories, right? Eating meals that are way healthier. When I eat a meal, usually it's something that's balanced with vegetables and other things as opposed to, just a meal with meat and cheese. Cutting down on things like cheese and dairy and things like that. It's just been lifestyle changes in general. It hasn't been like he's working out and he's really doing actively different things. No, not really. It's just a little lifestyle tweak here, a little lifestyle tweak here, Like, you want to know what I've been doing recently? At night, sometimes I have a snack. I used to be like every night I was having like a sandwich, right? So now instead of that, I started having some hummus. A little bit of hummus with like a little bit of toast or something like that. It's a good late night snack. Hummus is very good for you. It's way better than other kinds of snacks. It has good flavor. You change it up, man. You change it up. Okay. Okay. Does anyone want to ask me a pertinent question? Seriously? I already said I don't know what class I'm going to be in Diablo 4 because we're going to do it live together tonight. No, I didn't see Apple came out with a new VR headset, nor do I give two shits about VR. It's a gimmick. No one cares about it. What class is Kat playing? I think she's playing, is it Rogue or Thief? Whatever that class is, I think that's the class she's playing as. I'm not giving up on DJ, I'm just not playing as him again yet because we're playing new characters. I'm not even returning to other characters right now. I'm just trying new characters, right? No, I never saw the Street Fighter Assassin Fist movie. Big ups for graduating Police Academy, the damn man. When will Blanca make a return? I don't know, but I definitely want to use him again. I liked him a lot, and I've actually learned some new tricks with him by watching a couple videos. Ellipsian says, do you feel like if you like Street Fighter 6 so much, you'd play it off stream? I don't have time. I'm here 6 days a week, 10:45 a.m. to 4 p.m., then a break for dinner, and then 6:30 p.m. to like 10 p.m., and then I'm out of here. I have zero time to sit in here and play Street Fighter. Zero. I don't have that time to do anything like that. I make too much content to have free time to play Street Fighter, which is very different from back in the day. It's a huge difference, right? Will today be leg day, i.e. Chun-Li love day? Well, you'll find out. I told you. Picking a new character today. I'm not telling you who it is. What's going on with my throat clearing? Problem with my allergies. What happened was the other day, we had something delivered, and they put it in the mailbox instead of delivering it to the house. All right? I could sit here and rant and rave about USPS and how fucked up they are. They won't even put something on your doorstep anymore. They're so lazy. So I had to walk outside, and when I did, my allergies hit me really bad. Like, my eyes went, whoop, super swollen, inflamed, itchy, crazy, just for being outside right now in the amount of pollen that's out there, okay? So when that happened, immediately my throat swelled up. And since then, for the last 2 days, I've had this going on, this nastiness in my throat, and there's nothing you can do about it. It's just allergies. So, you know, I gotta deal with it now. That's why you're hearing that. I was fine. You know, it was 2 days ago, I had nothing. And all of a sudden, just like, it's like flipping a switch. Here you go, allergy time. Bloop. I was good this season. And just having to walk to the fucking mailbox kills me, you know? Lizer sold did a super chat. He says, you're not getting better, you're just getting better nutrients in your body, and you're reducing the total fat in your body, but just doing this is not making muscles stronger, okay? Okay. I'd much rather reduce my overall body fat and rather than put on muscle. You know what I'm saying? Like, for me, I feel like reducing the body fat is the better option for me right now. My problem has been that I've had too much weight, too much body fat, right? I need to reduce the body fat on my body as I get older. My metabolism is much slower now, and my fat is not burning like it used to. So the less, the better, right? So, yeah, you know, eventually, will I actually start to actively work out and build muscle back up? Perhaps. But right now, I think that the reducing the body fat is actually more important. So there you go. Jade says, will you do the story soon? Well, there is no story. It's World Tour mode. I know what you're saying. I don't know. Right now, I feel like we still need to focus on new characters every day. If I don't, I'm going to fall so far behind and not understand the meta of the game. So I think it's important to keep focusing on new characters. You guys seem to be on the same page with me on that. I absolutely want to do World Tour mode at some point. I just don't know when we're going to do it. You know? The other thing is now I'm balancing this with other games. It's not the only game I'm playing anymore. This is exactly what I was saying to you guys. Just a week ago, people were like, wait a minute. So the only game you're playing is Street Fighter 6? Yeah, you understand. This game is insanely time-consuming. It takes a ton of effort and investment and time to learn. It's not, oh, I just sit here and I play it for a couple hours. Oh, that's it. I've done everything. It's completely the opposite, right? Like already people are saying, when are you going back to Blanca? Well, I've only picked 5 characters out of 18. Now you want me to go back to one of them already? You see? So in my opinion, you know, it's going to be a tough one. This month is going to be tough. What do you do? What don't you do? With the limited time I have and the fact people now want me to balance this with other games, what am I playing? What am I not playing? Maybe we wait for World Tour mode for a while. Maybe we do that once I feel like I finally got a little burnout on the multiplayer of the game, right? You know, I don't know. Shout out to Sarah who re-upped her membership. Thank you, Sarah, for re-upping your membership. And you said, have you played Street Fighter 6 off stream? No, I've never played it once off stream. If I tip you $3,500 right now, will you use it to buy the Apple headset? Absolutely freaking not. And in no situation would I ever do that. Big Papa Phil says, arcade mode has a little beginning and ending cutscenes. So, not much story, but it shows what they're doing in Street Fighter 6. Okay. Super DJC asks, if Street Fighter had a guest character DLC, who would I like? Oh, man. That's a tough question. Because guest characters have to be from somewhere else outside of the franchise. Like, who would you want outside of Street Fighter in Street Fighter? I would say Scrooge McDuck. Let's get Scrooge McDuck in there. Because Capcom actually made the DuckTales games. So let's get Scrooge in there, knocking gems around, bopping on your pogo and on your head. Like Chun-Li head stomp at pogo on your head with his cane like, Why not? Ramrod says, have you ever turned into a jet plane and flown into the air? No, you're confusing me with Starscream. I'm Darkside Phil. Starscream is a Decepticon transformer. I'm a human content creator who plays video games, rages and drops inputs and fails and loses a ton. He is the Decepticon who's always trying to overthrow Megatron. I understand there's a little bit of similarity there. You might get confused, but we are two different characters. Okay? There you go. Do I like whiskey? I do actually like whiskey, but I rarely drink it. Usually when I drink whiskey, I get a bad hangover, so I almost never drink it. Pickleman says, hope you've been doing well. Do you have any questions for me? Sure. Have you been enjoying my Street Fighter 6 coverage, and what's your favorite thing about it so far? There you go. What characters from past Street Fighter games am I hoping to see as DLC characters? From previous Street Fighter games? Oh, man. You know, I love grapplers. I'd like to see Hugo, but I don't know how Hugo would work in this one. I guess he would work because he has a parry, but I'd like to see him retooled a bit because he's not very strong in Street Fighter 3 Third Strike nor in Street Fighter 4. So I'd like to see him retooled and be a better character. Oh, man, that's a tough question. It really is a tough question. I don't know. Abel. Bring back Abel from Street Fighter 4. What happened to him? Oh, no, I already had the answer. Sea Viper. Sea Viper was a great, unique character in Street Fighter 4. She was top tier for a very long time. And then they kind of dropped her, and she's been missing. I would like Sea Viper back. She's cool. She's a cool character design. Yeah. Okay. Pickleman says, of course, I've been enjoying it. How could you not? Personally, for me, I've been enjoying watching you try out different characters and see your perspective. See? This is what I mean. This is what people are liking right now. I feel like if I sat down and I played World Tour mode, people would be bored. Because that's kind of a mode you do for chill content. Like, once we've calmed down with trying all the new characters, and now Street Fighter 6 becomes more of a regular, scheduled kind of, like maybe once or twice a week I play online multiplayer, then people might be like, all right, now let's do the World Tour mode as a chill stream and balance that with other stuff. I don't think that World Tour mode makes sense right now, which is unfortunate because World Tour mode is how you unlock the skins. So screw that. I'm not waiting. I think I'm getting the skins today. Jade says, I know your name is Darkside. Here's the thing. The Darkside in Darkside Phil is not Star Wars, nor is it Darkside from DC. It's not. It's just its own thing, which is why it has the Y in it. It was supposed to be a standalone thing. It has nothing to do with anybody else. Someone had said LTG got banned again. Jeez, this is ridiculous. I got an honest question. All right? With Twitch. All right? Why does Twitch keep banning and unbanning him? Right? Stop with the mixed message bullshit. If this is true and he got banned again, that's bullshit. It's either you don't like the guy and you're going to ban him, or you're going to let him back. Right? It's not you. It's like they want it both ways. They bring him back, then they ban him. Then they bring him back, then they ban him. Enough with your bullshit. Either you're gonna let him have a business or you're not. So make up your fucking mind. It's stupid that he ping pongs back and forth like this. It's just so dumb. Enough with the bullshit. Let the guy make a living and do what he wants to do, or leave him the fuck alone, or get rid of him. Not, oh, you could do it, then don't. Then you can, then you don't. What the fuck is that? This is what, year 5 of people coming on my stream saying LTG is banned again? Like, what the frick is going on with it? It's just so dumb. I can't wait to hear what he did this time, right? What did he do this time? Probably the same thing that happened a million times before, yet they keep fucking banning him, then bringing him back, then banning him and bringing him back again. It's so stupid. Anyway. Did I know DJ's upkick juggle is still in the game? I did, but it seems that the medium upkick is not a good anti-air. That the fierce kick or heavy kick upkick is the better one because it's invincible to jump-ins. And of course, the OD meter burn version is the best because it's invincible to everything. So it's harder to do. He actually had great invincibility in Super Turbo. He doesn't have that invincibility with the juggle in this one. Do I agree all publicity is good publicity? No, absolutely not. What did I gain from any of the drama that happened 2 months ago, 3 months ago, right? Nothing, zero. Nothing positive came out of it whatsoever. If anything, it was just ultimate negativity for my viewers and fans, right? That's all it was. Everyone got bombarded with negative shit. So, yeah, I don't think that there was any benefit to that. I don't think that drama really benefits me. Maybe drama will benefit people who feed into drama. I don't want to feed into drama because I want to make content that's fun, positive content for an audience and doesn't feel like we're constantly have to toe the line of insults and toxicity and stuff like that. I don't want to be like that. You know that. I want to be different than these other people who are constantly creating and feeding into drama to make a living. I don't want to be Mr. Drama online and getting money for it. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's the deal. I don't want that, and no, I don't think that all publicity is good at all. So, let's see here. I got $1 tip from someone saying I'll give you $50 if you buy a green screen for the studio. Does anyone want a green screen? At this point, honestly, is anyone actually looking for a green screen for I think that everyone agreed earlier this year that my setup looks good now with the better lighting and with the the better camera and a nice setup here. I don't think anyone's really cares about the green screen anymore. Like, even if you look over here at my setup, okay, hold on. Well, I guess it's not it's not really gonna work if it's not the right aspect ratio, right? But hold on, let me see if I can get this to show up like I wanted to show you. There. This is the camera is small enough. It's not intrusive, right? It's not intrusive. I think that there's definitely content creators. They make the green screen thing work, but typically those are people who are sitting at a PC. They have a limited setup, and so they don't want to show their room or office behind them because it's not it's not visually appealing, or I've actually noticed a lot of people who do the green screen thing are actually people who have a lot of other shit on their screens. Giant leaderboards, advertising, and plugs and shit. And I'm not shitting on that. I'm saying if you need that screen real estate, then do the green screen. But I don't necessarily think I need it anymore. Like, at one point, people were screaming, "Man, your setup sucks." This year, I think people have finally admitted, "Wow, you did good upgrades. Your setup looks decent. It's fine. The green screen isn't really needed, right?" So, listen, if I had an overwhelming amount of people coming out and say, yes, green screen, but I think people changed their mentality this year. So, I think we're good. So, no, don't send me $50 for a green screen. Okay. First thing we're doing today, I'm buying those goddamn skins. Seriously. Now it's on my mind that I want those skins for Street Fighter 6. We're buying the skins. Sarah says, I love your setup. It's better than most streamers. You think so? I don't know if I agree with that. I don't know if I agree with that. But I do think that having nice gaming decorations and decent lighting, it's not great lighting, but decent lighting, has improved everything dramatically here. Generic fan did a super chat saying, will I go back to Mario 2 Lost Levels? Would you like me to? I wouldn't be against doing that. We never finished it. We did that one marathon, right? And we never beat it. I would like to maybe go back someday, but no one's really ever asked for it. Elijah Versol says, your setup looks more professional now, and it changes every so often, and I like it. Yeah, I absolutely want once a month to change it for variety purposes. I think it makes a lot of sense. Every month it looks a little fresh and different. When we get towards the holidays, I'll probably have things that are geared towards the holidays as well, which will be nice. Skins. That's right, skins. Jade loves the new look too. I'm glad. Thank you guys. I want to say, what I really would like to say is thank you for being patient for all the years that I was sluggish and slow. Like, I'm a dinosaur, right? I'm slow to adapt. And I know that people for years saying, man, your setup looks like shit. Your camera's terrible quality. Your lighting's bad. And getting a new camera, getting the ring light, doing all this has dramatically improved everything this year. I know that. So thank you for being patient and allowing me to finally get to this point. I know it was tough. It's tough for me to look back at the old shit and cringe at how stupid I was. Anso Camaro says, how about buying enough points for the skins you care about rather than getting everyone? You'll save money. Well, the thing is, I think I might like all the skins and not the same. Well, here's what I'm going to do. I did the math, right? And per the math, if you buy the $25 coins pack, you have enough to buy all the skins. At the same time, if I have extra, like let's say I don't want some of the alternate outfits. Well, maybe I could use that to buy colors. Because I'd like some alternate colors for the characters too, you see? So, I'll probably just get the pack and then spread it out amongst the things I actually want to buy in the game. So. Green screens will not help the netcode. That is a correct statement. Good morning to you, Juan David Ortega. All right, anything else to talk about, guys? I'm just curious. Anything else want to chat about anything, or are we good? Have we had a nice, fun show for you? Shall we move into Street Fighter 6 today? Well, Team Terrorhawk says, no matter how it looked, your content has always been great. I appreciate you saying that. I do like that everything's better this year. The video quality, right? The stream quality, the visual quality of the webcam, the decorations, the lighting, everything is better. This has been a year of huge improvements to the content. Are there spiders behind me? I don't know, and I don't want to look. If they're back there, let them be at peace. Any predictions for what Xbox might show at their showcase? I hope they show games, and I hope they show good games. And I hope they show games that are ready to be released within the year. Because if they say, here's all the games we're working on, and they're coming out with no release date and esoteric fucking time frame of when it's coming out, and no one knows anything about it, then they're fucked. You have to finally start producing. They bought all these game studios, and they've literally produced nothing. They have to start producing at some point. They need to get hands-on into these studios they bought and get them to start working efficiently and putting out good games, right? You can't have every studio be like what just happened with Redfall. That was an embarrassing joke. You can't just let everyone do whatever they want and then put out shit. Can't. How is it that every game that company has made is worse, right? Like, what's the name of the company? First it was like Dishonored and Dishonored 2, both great games, right? And then it's just like went downhill from there. They started pumping out worse games, right? Arcane. It's Arcane Studios. Like, what happened to Arcane? They were making great games, and they went from great to shit. How do you go that way? You would think you start at the bottom and you climb. They started at the top and went down. How did that happen? Did they lose staff or something? Right? Dishonored and Dishonored 2, good games. Prey, really good game. And then after Prey, what have they done that's even worth playing? Why don't I address the ghost that moves my chair when I go on break? Because it's scary and I don't want to address it. I might summon a demon into my room here. And I don't want demons. Alright? I acknowledge what you say. I believe you. That the chair moves without me. I believe you. But I certainly don't want to be messing with that kind of stuff. Oh, really? It's two different studios. Dishonored was not made by the people who did Prey and Redfall. Then why do they all look the same? They all run on the same game engine, right? Eternal Bombs says Starfield looks like shit, real talk, and I love Bethesda. Yeah. We're going to find out on Sunday, right? Jade says, can you play Cammy soon? Cammy's definitely one of the characters on my radar. After having seen what people have done with her, that from mid-range, she has great normals that basically dash cancel into extended combos. Her dive kick seems very safe and can lead into a lot of options. And even the 2-in-1 into like her knuckle move or the flip can lead to cross-up and or mix-up opportunities. She seems very strong. She also seems like she's a big offensive character. Like, you have to always be on the offense with her. I will definitely try her at some point, for sure. Today? Maybe. I don't know. I'm not telling you. I'm not telling you who I'm picking. Did I play Soul Calibur? Of course I did. Back in the day. Soul Blade, Soul Edge, Soul Blade, Soul Calibur, and all of those games were absolutely amazing. The villain says I should stick with Ryu for a bit. Well, Ryu I played a lot in the betas, and that's why I'm really... If you haven't noticed, I haven't played with any of the characters that I played with in the betas at all yet, because I feel like I've already touched them. I know who they are. I know how they play. Although, admittedly, I've learned that Ryu is a lot better than I was playing him, that you can do a lot of kind of mid-screen lockdown combos and things with that push move he has now. It's, what is it, quarter circle back and punch? It looks like this, but it doesn't throw a fireball. He just goes, ugh, like that. Apparently, you can use that, and you can do a lot of cancels out of it for extended dashing, like lockdown and or combos. So, we'll see. I'm going to use him eventually. Jade says, I'm loving seeing Jasper today. Me too. I like having Jasper around. He's fun. Lillian says, definitely check out Daigo clips. If you try Ryu, he's using him and he's still got it. I don't think Daigo will ever lose it. Keep in mind, Daigo never stops playing. Seriously, Daigo has never, ever had an extended period of time where he says, I'm just not going to play Street Fighter. So because of that, he always stays on his game, right? Even though you might say, oh, he's a long-time player. Yeah, but he never stopped playing, so he's always going to be on top of things. Did I ever play Back to the Future, the video game? No. The only one I ever played was the Telltale game, but I never played the classic game. How old is Daigo? 242 years old. The world's oldest man. Pretty impressive. Eternal Napalm says, I'd love to see Cammy today because Cammy is always solid. Generic fan did a super chat. Says play as Jake Paul, a.k.a. Luke. I am going to use him eventually. I did not use him in the beta. I will use him eventually to try to figure him out. Interestingly enough, we haven't fought many of them, right? Maybe a handful this whole weekend. So I wonder why people are staying away from him. I don't know. Who's my favorite Street Fighter character ever? Probably Blanca. Probably Blanca. Yes, JP is not Bison. Jay says I miss Bison. Yeah, no Bison in this one. Maybe there will be a DLC Bison later on, but not really Bison. Maybe a new character who is Bison but in a new body and plays differently. That'd be neat. But no Bison as of now. Any plans to play with viewers? I've already stated yes, but that's weeks down the line. That's after you've played the game and I've tried all the characters. We're getting more settled into a rotation where Street Fighter 6 is now part of my regular rotation of games that I play. And maybe I'm doing multiple sessions, night sessions a week of streaming, the multiplayer or whatever. Then I could look to do sessions like that. I'm not going to do it now when I'm still actively trying new characters every time I play. Just like I'm not going to do World Tour Mode when I'm still trying to actively learn new characters. Hello, Gabriel. How are you? How many total hours do I have in Street Fighter 2 Turbo? Oh, I have no idea. Likely Super Turbo and Marvel vs. Capcom 2 have my highest amount of clocked in hours of a fighting game. Marvel 2 I used to play insane amounts because it was the game that was the main game everyone in Connecticut played. So even though I liked other games, Marvel 2 was the one I played the most of competitively back in the day. But ever since Marvel 2 fell out of prominence, I've continued to play Super Turbo and never played Marvel 2 for like a decade. So it's probably even now. Well, I collab with other creators to do sets with them. I don't think any other creator would ever want to do set with me. I'm being honest. Like, with the toxicity and shit on the internet about me, they want to stay away from me, and I don't blame them. You know? That's why I'm not reaching out and asking for anything. If any creator out there said, hey, I would like to challenge Phil to a set, I'd be open to it, but that would be their prerogative to reach out to me. I'm not going to bother them and bring the nonsense to them. They'd have to be willingly wanting that from me. Because, I wouldn't create the nonsense. All the idiots on the internet would. Guess how many people have asked me for sets so far? 0.0. Jay says, I think you will not like Zangief. Really? You don't think so? He's definitely different in this one. You could tell that they've completely changed how he plays. Although his 360, spinning pile driver is really, really crazy in this one. It seems like it's a different style of character. Like, he's going to be based on trying to get counter hits to get damage. He does have some moves that advance, but I'm not sure the moves are safe, but maybe they are. Like, what I've seen is pretty different. The whole dash canceling into the kick, that big flipping kick, to get across the screen. His spinning clothesline has short range but has big invincibility. He does seem very different. So we'll find out when I use him. Oof. All right, guys, are we good? Are we good? Are we ready to get started? No, I'm not using the in-game commentators. I as it is, okay. So for over 2 years, for about 2 years now, I've been using these neck phones. Correct? They're nice, and they definitely stopped me from getting ear infections, which is great because I don't want to have ear infections anymore. It was really bad that year when I had them a million times, but I just don't hear things as well anymore. Okay? It's harder for me to hear dialogue. It's harder for me to hear music in particular, like the background music in games. It's harder to hear. If the commentary was on, I would not hear it. I would hear in my ear. I tell you right now, I wouldn't understand it. I wouldn't be able to actively hear it. It would just be a bunch of gibberish. And so there's no point in even turning it on. Like, seriously, I mean it. Like, I don't think I would get anything out of it. If I had open air sound, if I had headphones, like regular headphones, but basically this is something that I needed to balance. You know what I mean? I have to. It's a trade-off. I don't have ear infections anymore, and but I do have worse audio, and there's not a heck of a lot I can do about that. I just need to continue to use these so I don't get ear infections. I got these off. Someone just said, where did you get them from? I got them off Amazon. I don't know if they still have them. This is a 2-year-old product now. I don't know if they still have them, but they were from Amazon. I would assume eventually they'll make more models of that, right? They probably will. They probably had one model, and they'll probably have better models, in the future. How am I doing, Darth Gallbuck? I'm doing all right. We've had a crazy weekend of Street Fighter 6. Some really fun, good gameplay. Some terrible gameplay. Some wins, some losses. It's been a mix. I'm enjoying the game. The audience has been great for the whole weekend. So I'm looking forward to more. That's right. You went to a convention, correct? You said you had a good time. That's good to hear. I'm glad you had a good time. Jade says Zangief is very slow. He has no combos. Yeah, I mean, I've basically seen very little combos. Even from the people who dominated me, they weren't really doing combos. You're right. They would go for like one counter hit and then a mix up, either a second hit or like a throw. Yeah, you're right. You're right in that regard. Hello, Rugal. Good to see you. Darth Riven says, are they officially called neck phones? I think they're called wireless. Hold on. I'll tell you in a sec. Surround gaming headset. Neck set. "3D surround gaming neck set." Yes, that's what it actually says on the box. 3D surround gaming neck set. Hayden Christensen was sweet and nice, says Darth Gallbach. That's nice to hear. Nice to hear that people are nice. Yes, it's supposed to support surround sound. Does it really? It's essentially simulated surround sound. It's not. It's good. It's not great. When I had surround sound headphones, they were much better. This is okay. It's better than nothing, but it's certainly not as good as a good gaming headset. No, I haven't modded my fight sticks at all. Anything that you see on these joysticks I'm using is stock. I have not bought new parts or upgraded them in any way. No. You probably get that neck set cheap, because from what I don't understand, a lot of people reviewed it poorly, but it's because they were expecting like theater quality sound out of it. It's like, why would you think that you would get that out of those? You're not, they serve a purpose. They give you sound that's decent, open air, without an enclosed environment of headphones. Like, that's supposed to be what they do, but you're always going to have trade-offs for that. For me, I accept the trade-off to keep my health good. But why people would say, oh, I bought them and they don't sound great. Well, what the fuck, dude? Like, what did you think was going to happen? It's a certain kind of product. It's not promising you Bose level, surround sound. It's not. They're not Sennheisers, right? Jade says, why is Sagat not in this? I don't know. Sagat also wasn't in Street Fighter 5, and then everyone complained and they added him as DLC. Maybe they'll eventually add him in this. I don't know. You know what I really wish they would do? I wish they would make bone conduction headphones that work with consoles. Because I looked into it over 2 years ago when I was looking for an alternative. And bone conduction, everyone seems to say is great. Anyone who uses it, they're like, yeah. So if you don't know what it is, bone conduction headphones that you place them around your ear against your jawbone. And basically, it creates sound by vibrating near your bone. It's unique, completely unique. And so it's open air. You don't need an enclosed cup. And it sounds great. Everyone says it sounds amazing. But they don't work with consoles. Like, they just don't at all. They're not compatible. They're all like, you have to plug them into like a USB or whatever. And it won't work with the console. It won't recognize the device. Eventually, I feel like that's the future. Like, everyone's going to want that shit. Why are you going to want to have something that encases your ear, makes it sweaty and moist? Right? It seems like this is the future tech that people would want. But it's dumb that they don't really work with anything. They only work with like PC and that's it. Anyway. All right, guys. Thank you for a great podcast. Thanks for chilling with me. This is exactly what I needed, by the way. I needed a nice, chill podcast to start the day. And I hope that you guys enjoyed it. Great show. Thank you for the support. Game Trekker, insane amount of tips. And to everyone else who supported in any way so far today, thank you. Hopefully we can keep this going. And it's time to jump back in. So, ladies and gentlemen, what I would like to say is you got to understand in life, you have ups and downs, right? In life, you have a good day, you have a bad day, you have a lot of in-between days. The key, for me anyway, in my life that I've discovered is to keep going when you have those bad days, not to feel defeated or crushed or shitty, but instead to pull yourself back up and get going the next day, because every day's a new one. Today I woke up feeling so much better than yesterday, and that's what I hope will translate into a great stream for you guys. I want to say thank you for a great podcast. I hope you enjoyed it, and let's get going. See you tomorrow.